Tickle Cove Pond. Do you guys know this song? It's one of my favorite tunes from Newfoundland. And Tickle Cove Pond's a real place. Up by Amherst Cove and area, up by Trinity and Bonavista down that peninsula. And the Oldfords are a real family that still live out that way. And this tells the story of, I wonder if it's probably do the same thing in this part of the world, do they? Do they haul? Like traditionally years ago, did they haul firewood across frozen ponds and stuff down here? You would have done that, wouldn't you? Yeah. And so anyway, and this is a horsey kind of place, you know what I mean? It's way more horses here than we got. Speaking of which, let me tell you something before we go on to that about horses. This crossed my mind. About really the biggest lie I ever told in my life. Like, and it was big. It was when I got the gig to do this movie, the Robin Hood movie, where they wanted a looty, Irishy sounding fella to be in the movie. And I got the gig, I got the chance to go do the read through in LA, and then I met the director and all those guys and the producers. And I remember like I brought a lute and I could play it, and I sang all the stuff they wanted me to sing, and it sounded Irishy. And they were quite happy, and it was like, so they sat down and I said, "Mal, I think we'd like to offer you this part." And I was like, "Well, it's awesome, great, love to do that. This is so cool, it's so great." So and we can see you're comfortable with the lute. Oh yeah. Yeah. And if we ask you to write some stuff on the spot, and sing some stuff on the spot, you're comfortable doing that? Sure, absolutely. Yeah, and Russell tells me your horse riding is good. Yes. Yes, it is. I'm from, and you know what I said, which makes it even worse. As I said, "Oh yeah, I'm from Petty Harbor, so yeah, you know." And the guys go, they were both guys from LA, they all said, "Huh, I guess so." I was like, well, there's two fellas that have never been to Petty Harbor in their lives. I said, "Have you ever been to Petty Harbor? I mean, I don't know where you put a horse. Like, they had to have two short legs and two long ones." I could hear what's this thing? I could hear the cock crow behind me in the distance. Just this sell your soul type thing. So I just did it just then. I heard the bell toll. Yes, I'm a great horse rider. Tickle Cove Pond.
Had you ever been on a horse?
You know what? No. No, I hadn't. I really had not ever ridden a horse in my life. But then, that was in like Christmas time, like early December or something. And they were to start like Principle of Geography in April. So I was like,
better take
I was like, man, I can learn how to ride a horse between now and April, definitely. No, you can't. No, you cannot. And by the end of the movie filming, I got to be just about awful. It was so funny with the horse trainer guys on the movie. I showed up orders like, this is in April now, after I'd done a bunch of lessons and riding and training and everything, right? And he goes, yeah, so riding the horses, this guy, Steve Dent was his name, ran the horse world for the movie. Jump up on, you got the fast, Hofer horse, whatever his name was, it was Steed, like, you know. And I was like, no problem, I get up on him, ride around the yard, well, let's jump down. Another lion actor. Looks out this old horse is about as wide as a couch. That's your horse for this movie. He was so awesome. It was my first movie, and it was the horses. His name was, I forget his name. Yeah, it was his 72nd book. And he spent his whole life with like actors on him. Like bad riders on his back, and it was so. And the way they always do it is the stunt guys, like say for example, if the horse had to run through here and jump over the thing or whatever, the stunt guys would run the horse through the scene probably 5 times, so the horse knows what to do, and because he knows when the stunt guys are on because they're good, you know. And then Johnny lute player gets on. And I can't tell you how many times I was riding that horse and he went. Just shifted his hips so I wouldn't get me back up on his back. I swear to God, I was like, I could hear him go, like I'd be going like, all right, let's go this way. He's like, I think you mean this way. Oh, that's right, yeah. The cliff. I think so. Come this way. Tickle Cove. Jeez, boys. Shut up. No trouble to talk, is it?
One evening.
How's it go?
One
I was, no, that's the one I just said.
One evening.
Yeah.
April.
In Cutton and Holland. Thank you very much. Yeah. Holland wood across the ice. In Cutton and Holland, in frost and in snow, we're up against troubles that few people know. It's only by courage and patience and grit and eating plain food that we keep ourselves fit. The hard and the easy we take as they come, and when ponds freeze over we shorten our runs. To hurry my Holland with spring coming on, I ne'er lost me a mare out on Tickle Cove Pond. So lay hold William Olford, lay hold William White, lay hold of the cordage and pull all your might, and lay hold of the bowline and pull all you can, and give me a lift with poor kid on the pond. Well, I knew that the ice grew weaker each day, but I still took the risk and kept hauling away. One evening in April, bound home with a load, my mare showed some halting against the ice road. She knew more than I did, as matters turned out. It had been lucky for me had I joined her in doubt. She turned round her head and with tears in her eyes, as if she were saying, you're risking our lives. Oh, but this I ignored with a whip-handle blow, for a man is a stupid, dumb creature, you know. And the very next moment the pond gave a sigh, and up to our necks went poor Kitty and I. So lay ho, William Olford, lay ho, William White, lay hold of the cordage and pull all your might, and lay hold of the bowline and pull all you can, and give me a lift with poor Kid on the pond. And if I had taken wise Kitty's advice, I ne'er would have made that shortcut on the ice. Now poor creature, she's dead, poor creature, she's gone. I'll ne'er get my mare out of Tickle Cove Pond. But I raised an alarm you could hear for a mile, and neighbors showed up in a very short while. And you can always rely on the Olfords and Whites to render assistance in all your sad plights. To help a kind neighbor is part of their lives, and the same can be said for their children and wives. And with the ropes fastened around the mare's breast, William White for a shanty song made a request. There was no time for thinking, no time for delay, and straight from his heart came this song right away. Lay ho, William Olford, lay ho, William White, lay hold of the cordage and pull all your might, and lay hold of the bowline and pull all you can. And with that we took Kit out of Tickle Cove Pond. What a wicked song. I always love that song. It's one of those songs that sort of, like I always talk about, like in the writing and stuff in Newfoundland, and the songs and the history and the books and the plays and the stories, and it was one of the ones, that's a really good example of how Newfoundlanders kind of had to record their history in song. Like that happened, you know, and I just love that, because most of the towns, like where I grew up, we didn't have a library, and certainly in my parents' generation, they wouldn't have had a library, they wouldn't have had a newspaper, you know, so that was the, you know, that was the news. Now, let me read one more bit for you.